It builds character to be a New York Jets fan.
I'm here for the smoke.
Dolan is a terrible owner. Mike Trout is by and large the best player in Major League Baseball. Nobody would notice him just walking down the street. I don't even think the ink was dry on his contract and he got fired.
Welcome to Degree of Difficulty. I'm your host, Aaron Johnson. This week, I'm recording from Studio B. And after a solid, not great Super Bowl, the NFL season has come to a close. Congratulations to the LA Rams and thank you to Cincinnati for covering that +4. Now go get an offensive line before you get Joe Burrow killed. With the football season coming to a close, I get to switch focus to the NBA. And where else better to start than with my very own New York Knicks. Last season, it was a surprising season for the Knicks, to really say the least. The Knicks drastically improved under head coach Tom Thibodeau in his first season, finishing 41-31 and top 4 in the Eastern Conference. Julius Randle was an all-star, most improved player in the NBA, and second-team All-NBA. The Knicks boasted a young core that was only really getting better as the season went on, led by R.J. Barrett, and the future was bright for the first time at Madison Square Garden since the Jeff Van Gundy era. You know, that's no knock to Carmelo, of course. I mean, those Knicks teams were good, but Roy Hibbert. For all those dreams of rekindling the former glory of the Knickerbockers, they've underperformed like Tom Holland after watching Zendaya in an episode of Euphoria. In their last game before the All-Star break, the Knicks blew a 28-point lead to the Brooklyn Nets in the Garden. The Nets were without Kevin Durant, who was out with a sprained MCL, Kyrie Irving, who is somewhere making love to his sage, and Crocodile Dundee himself, Ben Simmons. Instead, it was rookie Cam Thomas, who torched the Knicks for 21 points, including 16 in the fourth quarter, and a dagger 3 that sent the Garden into euphoria, all the Brooklyn Nets fans. Over their last 16 games, the Knicks are 3-13. They've blown big leads to the Lakers, the Blazers, and now the Nets. And after the loss to the Nets, it was the third time in 11 days, not 11 games, 11 days, that the Knicks had blown a 20-plus point lead. This season has followed a very, very telling trend about Tom Thibodeau. Tibbs, who is known for his throwback coaching style, which really emphasizes effort and team defense. He hasn't been good this year. You know, and it happened in Chicago. After getting to the Eastern Conference Finals in his first year, the Bulls never got back during his tenure there. It happened in Minnesota, where he had only one playoff appearance in 3 years before rubbing stars the wrong way and being fired. Tibbs this season, like I said before, has just been bad. Flat out bad. There's no two ways around it. Think about it like this. Tibbs is like the guy at the LA Fitness gym who shoots every time he touches the ball. Never makes a damn shot, but always shoots. Eventually, you want to grab that guy and say, hey, why don't you try something different? You know, like maybe a pass, maybe something. Tibbs' inability to make adjustments and change lineups has led to the Knicks' doom for much of this season, playing his starters massive minutes early, which oftentimes leads to these fourth quarter collapses that continue to happen. And don't even get me started on the decision to bring R.J. Barrett back into a game after all of the other starters have been subbed out while trailing by 15. Barrett, who is expected to return after the All-Star break, suffered an ankle injury with 18 seconds left in that game. A 17-point loss to the Denver Nuggets. Barrett has been out the last 4 games. At the break, the Knicks are 12th in the Eastern Conference at 25-34. Injuries to Barrett and Derrick Rose have not helped. Neither has Randle being unable to return to his all-star form, despite Julius playing pretty well leading up to the break. Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier have been duds as off-season signings outside of Christmas Day, where Kemba had a triple-double, and whenever the Celtics come to town and Evan Fournier drinks the Michael Jordan juice. Young players like Emmanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, Jericho Sims, Deuce McBride, and Cam Reddish fight for minutes like they're Gollum and Tibbs is holding the one ring. You know, just as they finally get their hands on the precious playing time, Tibbs throws it into the fires of Mount Doom, a.k.a. Alec Burks and Taj Gibson. At this point, I believe that the Knicks need to just close up shop on this season. play the young guys, continue to build through the draft like they've already shown with Barrett and Quentin Grimes, who they drafted last year out of Houston. And, as the great Knicks Fans TV, CP the franchise said, time to put on the fatigues, get the tank started. Well, that's all the show I have for this week. Also, be sure to check me out on the season finale of the Sunday Card podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Had a really great time with the fellas over there. Hopefully my key works next week. This is Degree of Difficulty. I'm Aaron Johnson. Also, happy birthday to my brother Matthew.